Fatherhood, it'll make you really grow up really fast. Or I should say, it'll start to make you realize you need to grow up really fast. If you're new to this channel, welcome. This channel is about dadhood. It's about expressing feelings, no judgment, expressing feelings as a dad and being able to honestly reveal how you feel. So let's get into this topic. Why do I feel fatherhood will force you to begin to grow up fast? Let's talk about it. As a dad now, two girls, I was raised with no father in my life. So when I really think about it, I don't want to be the same person that my dad was. And I say dad loosely because a dad and a father have two different meanings to me. Anybody could be a father. Anybody can be a father. Any man can sit up there and get a woman pregnant. But it takes a real man to take the responsibility and raise a child. That's what a dad is. So my father was not in my life. Do I wish he was? Yes. Do I forgive him? Yes. Because I realize in order for me to be a great dad, I have to move on from that. I can't hold any judgment when it comes to that. That was one lesson that I realized I needed to learn. It forced me to grow past that stage where I held on to so much anger because I realized something. This is what I realized. I realized my children are really watching me. They're watching every move that I make, every step that I take. And I can't sit up here holding on to grudges because that's only going to be a detriment to them based on the things that I need to work on. See, your children, let me be honest. As your children are growing up, right? Your children hold a mirror in front of you, reflecting all of your flaws and blemishes back to you. That's what children do. Because as they watch you, as they grow older, they observe and they emulate. And sometimes they emulate some of our worst flaws. And that's one thing you do not want to see happen with your children. You want them to emulate the good things about your life. You don't want them looking at the bad stuff and saying, you know what? Let me talk disrespectfully to these other people over here because they may see that you have done that. So as dads, it forces us to look at ourselves within and understand that we need to grow up. We need to grow up. And before I really keep going, talking about this topic, I want to talk about something that really is on my mind. And what's really on my mind is how the world just sees dads in general. They see us as, or they want to see us as providers. They want to label us as the providers, right? My thing is, providers, the definition of that, in which I feel they're defining, is someone who financially provides. But then again, they don't add any layers to what this provider is. They don't add that provider is actually a human being as well. Because they, the whole stigma with dads are not supposed to show emotion. They're not supposed to cry. They're not supposed to express what's wrong with them mentally. And that stigma, in my opinion, needs to be broken. Because what this is doing is causing more and more generations of broken men. It's just causing generations of more broken men. There was this one time I seen this other dad in public literally bend down to his son's level outside. I guess his son did something he didn't like. So he bent down on one knee looked his son in the eye and told his son, stop acting like a girl. Now, to me, that line was so demeaning to me. As a man with two girls, I didn't feel something didn't sit right about that comment he made. First of all, I felt like he was demeaning his son. First of all, nothing is wrong with girls. Girls have feelings, they express their emotions. But he had a son, and he's telling his son, stop acting like a girl. What does that mean? Let's break that down. You're obviously displeased with whatever emotion he's showing. So you're telling him to stop acting like a girl because he's showing some form of emotion. And this is the problem that I'm talking about. Most of us as men, we feel, because of the stigma that has been placed upon us, that we can't show emotion, which I find is bullshit. I'm going to be quite honest. We as men need to show emotion. We are not these rock hard individuals that don't have any kind of emotion. And if you are, that's like a heart attack waiting to happen years down the line. Because what that does is we're holding in all the emotion. We're not expressing anything. We're not telling people we need a break. We're not telling people what's going on with our mental health. And that, quite honestly, is very detrimental. Our boys need to know, and I don't have sons, but I'm going to speak on this behalf. Boys in general need to know they can be soft sometimes. And by soft, I mean you can express your emotions. You can express how you feel. This is why there's so many generations of men that don't open up. Because they've been stigmatized to feel they can't do it. They've been stigmatized to a point where they feel like they're not able to express themselves. Because it's wrong. I'm supposed to just provide. I'm not supposed to tell you how I feel. So you're going to have a whole generation of boys that feel as they get older into manhood that they cannot express themselves to their wives. What kind of generation of men are you guys creating? No, honestly, what kind of generation do you think is going to come up because this stigma still has not been broken? It's terrible. It is terrible. Men, fathers, dads, let's break that stigma. If you have a son, start expressing to your son, it's okay if you are sad. It's not breaking him down and making him seem like he's just going to be a punk and crying all day. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let your sons know it's okay to express emotion. Don't let him feel like he can't express emotions. Don't let him feel like he's wrong for a teardrop coming down his eyes. Nobody is that hard. I'm sorry. No, nobody is going to be that hard in life. Your son should be able to express his emotions. Just like a female should be able to express her emotions. This is why there's so much conflict nowadays between man and woman, amongst many other things, but that's just one. Anyway, fatherhood is going to make us grow because our children look at us every single day. They emulate the things that we do. And if you're not doing something that is favorable in your eyes as a man, your children may pick up on that. And once they pick up on these things, they're going to start implementing these actions. And you're going to look at your child and be like, I can't believe you're doing this. But then, that, like I said, that mirror reflects right back to you. And you're going to realize, damn, I need to change. Like, I can't believe my child is doing this. I can't believe she's doing this. Or I can't believe he's doing this. But our children show us our flaws every single day. So before you sit up there and blame your children, understand they're only emulating what they see. So if you like this message, I ask, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're going to get more into it. We're going to go into more videos based on this fatherhood topic. I'm glad you were able to join. I'll see you next time. Message.